Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Tom Woods School of Life Weekly Update. It's going to be a quick one this week. I'm your community director, Kevin Dolan, joined here by Barbara, Jeremy, and David. How's everybody doing this week?
Good.
Great.
And wonderful.
I'm down in Mexico, guys. So, but still a working vacation. So it's good to be with you.
It's hard to be David. It's
I
hard
know.
to be.
So tan.
We'll all take our turns out of the country. That's right.
Yeah.
Barbara, you wanted to talk about the member-led groups and what we got going on. Is tons of people have kind of answered the call and started their groups in the school.
Yeah, it's really exciting to see all of the stuff going on. So as I'll just run through the list, as always, there's a fitness call every Tuesday at noon Eastern run by me. I actually would really encourage anyone listening to consider starting one in the evening because we have some people that could only do evening and so they can't join mine. It'd be cool to have an evening fitness call. We do have the copywriting call every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern run by William Davis, who is a professional copywriter. So go to the copywriting channel to get the info on that. Content creation call, we now have two, actually. We have the normal one, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. run by Max. And then we also now have one on Mondays at 3 p.m. Eastern run by Mark. And you go to the content creation call or channel for that info. Tech calls are Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern and Fridays at 8 a.m. Eastern, run by Connor Haynes. He uses a Zoom link, so reach out to him or look at the forum for that link. There is a podcasting call led by James every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern. There is also the next crypto call is going to be led by Wesley, and that will be on March 10th at 5 p.m. Eastern. Go to the crypto channel for the information on that. The next women's call led by Jenny Lynn, it will be happening soon, but no time is specified yet. So go to the Women of TWSOL channel to get the details on that. And then finally, the mixer calls are at various times and anyone and everyone should start one. Just go to the mixer calls channel to either find out the details for the next one or start your own. There you go.
That's fantastic, man. So we have a content call here at Exit, my group, and it's so awesome the potential of having this many people in a room at Tom's school to be able to do a podcasting one in particular and a copywriting one in particular, and to just really narrow in. And what I love about this member-led element of it is like we can run so many experiments and find so much value that like me and the three of us and Tom, like we're not going to think of all the answers. And so like, it's really cool to let people just try some things out. It's really neat.
Yeah. And I wonder, Jeremy, would you be willing to talk people through how to either find a channel in the directory and also what the protocol is for starting their own channel? Because I do have one member just started a baseball channel and he may start a call, maybe not a regular one, but that so look for baseball in the directory to join that channel. But Jeremy, I don't know if you want to talk about how one should do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there is a funny looking globe at the top leftish of Rocket Chat. That funny looking globe is the directory upon which all the channels are visible. I am happy to make a channel public, which puts it in the directory, but it doesn't make it default, which is a little bit different, meaning that everyone new is going to come into that channel. We try to limit the default channels so as not to completely overwhelm. If you Slack or Rocket Chat before, sometimes you come into a community and there's a little bit much going on. Right?
Yeah, but just making it visible in the directory, I think is probably good enough. And they can just sort of shill the channel in there. You know, if it's baseball,
Exactly.
they go in the random channel and say, hey, come join the baseball channel, you know, whatever it is.
So obviously you can link to a channel if you want to promote it. Channels are demarcated with the hashtag, also known as a £. Thank you very much. And you can make channels freely, but the channels will be private. So you can just you can message me. You can message me to make it public.
We'll take you public. We'll make you a star.
But it still won't be default. And so somebody's going to have to click the globe. The other fun thing here is you can also just search Control K. Control K is a really nifty thing. I think there's also right next to that globe, there's a nifty little magnifying glass. But I have a lot of stuff going on, and I literally can't find anything without Control K searching on Rocket Chat.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So anyway, there's a lot going on. It's really, really neat.
Been an incredible explosion of new calls. That's just amazing. Each time a new member joins, I'm always having to kind of give them the updated list because so many people have added new content, new calls. Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, and you can just go on the website for the calendar, right, Jeremy? It's available. They can just see where everything is.
So the link is called Events on tomschooloflife.com. There's a big top level link called Events for silly technical reasons. It's actually tomschooloflife.com/upcoming. So there are multiple upcoming things at any given moment. One of my to-dos is to clarify and limit the number of things on there or provide some kind of filter because frankly, it's too much. It's just a lot, right? It'd be really, really great to be able to say, well, I want to see all the member like calls. I don't want to see all of the business calls because there's just too many. There's 18 a week.
Right.
And I'd also like to have a special prompt, special visual signal cue for the webinars themselves. Again, these are kind of to-dos for me, but if you go on there right now, there's a lot. There's a whole lot. All the member like calls are on there. Generally, they will have a link if it is feasible. And super nifty, you can change accountability groups here as well. So if you click an accountability group that the time slot works better for you, or you've seen David's mug enough times that you say, listen, I have to get to know this guy. I need to find his address or ship him flowers, perfume, et cetera, et cetera. And there's just a button that says transfer. And if you haven't already joined the accountability groups, there's a giant button that says apply here. So nobody knows about that, but you should know about it. I tell all my people, nobody actually bounces around, but I think it's a huge feature if you've got something to sell. There's probably a lot of cases where it's useful, but if you had something to sell, you wanted to get to know a lot of businesses, you're trying to expand your mind in terms of horizons. We have hundreds of people on these calls. There's nothing stopping you from being able to go to all the calls in a week. If you found yourself with that much time, you can meet 300, 400 people in one go, all of which are libertarians, some of which are people that you really, really should know and plug into.
And we have people living on Runway in the group,
right?
Who they do have, frankly, that kind of time.
Exactly.
And the problem with having that kind of time is not knowing how to deploy it. And if you're like, you don't know what the next step is, bouncing your situation off of hundreds of people who are more or less like-minded, more or less aiming in the same direction, that can be just incredibly powerful. I've seen that, just with me bouncing stuff off of my guys over and over and over again, and it iterates and refines and it's
Yeah, don't remain in a stuck place. If just hopping on a call will give you a little bit of momentum to get back to a creative headspace, it's completely worth it to say, I'm going to hop on a Mixer call today simply because I want to, just shake up the box in my mind, hear what other people are doing. I think we get so much value by working alone together, as many of us have said, right? It's this concept of essentially wanting to see people making progress, hearing how they're taking action, and that kind of gives you these tiny insights into how you might make a little bit more movement, and using the calls as almost like these little windmills to kind of project you forward when you're in a slow state, especially for those people that are operating on Runway. It can be hard to self-direct your plan all week long without having some social interaction, because you likely came from a place where you had a lot of social interaction, and now you're trying to maybe go it alone a bit more. Your calls are great for that.
And it's okay to lurk. Like, it's okay to listen in and just get ideas and absorb. And that's an awesome way to use the time, especially if you've already sort of reported in and you've said, like, this is what I'm up to, and you don't want to do the exact same spiel 20 times in a week. you can lurk on other calls. I got lots of guys who do that with my group, and they just sort of they learn a ton. They absorb a lot of really good. There's is it James Altucher with the idea sex thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He sort of just takes two words and tries to figure out how they could combine and become something different. And yeah, I think, I guess maybe the theme of all this, what we're trying to say, like, is we are hard at work trying to find ways to make these resources more usable and more accessible to the people, but also we just have this visibility. We just see how much potential there is. We see how just the scope of the resources that are here. And that's really hard to see particularly if you haven't attended a call. But if you're attending just your one call and you're seeing just those people, use that, build those connections, become a fixture of your group, and people expect you and they want to hear your update and that kind of thing. But once that's established, get your head up, go look around, because there's so much here. It's unreal. Well, this is going to be actually a really quick update because some of us have got to run, but yeah, this is it's an exciting time. It's a really, really exciting time, and I'm grateful to know you guys, and it's good to talk to you. And we'll leave it there, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you then.
See you next time.
Thank you.